Today's first meal, oats, whey protein cake with chocolate M&Ms. Yes, and oat chatting in the kitchen. Some sumo deadlifts, so just setting up for that at the moment, and it's a movement that I've not really programmed in ever before in terms of using it for progression, but since I've had them in and been working with Steve, these are becoming a favourite. A few little things that I picked up as we programmed them in, just trying to start with my hips a little bit higher now, whereas before I'd always have in the back of my mind that I need to get the hips down in order to then drive through the floor. But by keeping the hips up a little bit, it stops my back from rounding as much. But yeah, these felt really comfortable. This was 4 sets at 175, and I managed to hit 8 reps on each set. So that's something for progression, really. So whereas I've been struggling with these in the past, today's session seemed to just be, something just clicked. And like, I know I'm not lifting super heavy here compared to what some people do, but it's promising for me to be able to keep 4 sets of 8 like this with 1 rep in reserve and feel fairly fresh after. I then went into doing some down sets after. So the down sets I had were 3 sets at 1.6, 2.5, and these just felt like, they felt so light, it was unreal. So you can take that as a positive, I think. I'm feeling stronger through the rep ranges, and I just can't wait to see if we can get some other progression through these. The next little clips will be the down sets. I've sped them up, put some background music for your pleasure. Cool, my next movement is a dumbbell RDL. So something that I was doing before was a barbell one, now we're using the dumbbells. I really like this movement. It's a great kind of accessory movement to bring about the hamstrings and glutes. The only downside I think for me is the dumbbells situation. At the other gym we've only got up to 50, 60s, but it's not a massive issue because we can just tweak the volume a little bit on these. But I really like this movement in terms of the stretch you can get through the hamstring. And also after the fatigue and build up after this deadlifts, this is quite a nice one to do. I just should point out, if you can't see my legs here, it's purely because they're camouflaged at the moment. So it's not like I'm a floating body or anything like that, just in case you're worrying. But, so yeah, nice stretch through the hamstrings, really trying to push the hips back and just keep tension through those hamstrings throughout the movement. But again, one of my favourite movements, I think. Again, also using 1 rep in reserve on these. The next exercise is a safety bar squat. This is a variation I'm using at the moment to keep it onto the quads. Something I'm switching between this and Smith machine feet forward, depending on the gym I'm at. Again, a nice little variation. Just still kind of getting used to the safety bar, I think, at the moment. But still 1 rep in reserve with this one. And then I've just got a few kind of isolation type movements for the core. I'm doing some weighted cable crunches, probably one of my favourite core exercises, this one. You can really load it through and get some good progression in. Trying to keep the hips in one place and I'm trying to crunch down onto your knees and your bum. So yeah, these again, 1 rep in reserve. Also moving forward with these, I did superset with the calf raises just for time purposes, because I'm completing 4 sets and 5 sets, so it just made sense, you know, to completely different muscle groups. So I just use the time effectively, because these sessions are taking a little bit of time now. We're getting to the 4th week of the training, so trying to be as effective as possible. And also within this block, we've programmed in some trap work, because traps, basically. I think traps are something that I have worked in the past, but not really programmed in as a specific movement or body part. So I'm quite enjoying having these extra little bits of volume added in with the trap work. Just some barbell shrugs and 2 of the sessions throughout the week. Just trying to really get a nice squeeze at the top. And I feel like I'm seeing some progress with this already, which has been nice. That's that lower body session done. It's going to be post-workout in the car though, as I'm in a rush now. Like an hour and a half session, so carb killer, rice cakes, caramel.
Here, come. Okay, sit. Here we go. Sit. 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 Harper, sit. Sit. Take it.
No. Good girl. Back home now. Had to grab that post-workout protein bar and rice cake in the car, because I would have been late for this one. Because she got to eat as well. Got to get the gains. What's that like? Oh, she don't like the camera. Don't like the camera. Harper. No. Anyway, I've got to just do a little update with someone, and then finish off a couple of little bits of editing work, and yeah, then eat as well. But we eat like my next proper meal, and that's about it today. I wanted to get all the bits out this morning. 3 sessions, client sessions, and that training session is done. Back after being taken out for a little walk by Harper. It's kind of although I did have to end up carrying her back in, which is always not too embarrassing. But I'm just cooking up some food now, and I thought I'd show you a little insight into how I do flexible dieting, how being flexible with your nutrition works for me. So throughout the day, I will track as I go. Some people like to have their meals set, but I eat pretty much the same things most days, but they vary a little bit. So my breakfast is pretty much always oats, and then some form of protein, and then the snacks will roughly be the same, whether it's protein bars, rice cakes, fruit, things like that. But then when I'm making a meal like I am now, a way that I would explain flexible dieting, I mean, I use at the moment some meatballs in there as my protein, and then these potatoes I'm going to have. Now, I'm pretty much going to use all of them, so all I'm going to do so 386 grams, and then I'll just input that. Rather than trying to make it round number, I want to use all the potatoes. So that just goes into my fitness. I will have some vegetables with this that I will just estimate. I'm not going to weigh those. When I'm going through this period of, it's like a massing phase, I like to get my servings of fruit and vegetables in, but I'm not too precious about weighing them to the gram. I'll just get a rough idea of how much I am intaking. But then I'll just work this throughout the day, and then hopefully by the end of the day we'll have a clear idea of where we're at calorie wise, and then I'll just try and cap it all off at the end with something just to make up the numbers. And that's flexible nutrition to me. And then if I have a day where I want to eat a little bit more, then I'll just adjust to the other days. And if I want to save stuff up for like a weekend, or we're going out for a meal or something, you know, my calories are quite high at the moment, so I might be able to fit that in. But if not, then I can just take it off the day before or the day after and make it all fit in. And that is flexible nutrition. Not if it fits your macros, it is being flexible.